Hello, good evening there, Jedi's. You know what? I have my phone on my hand so that I can see any questions that you guys have and I can answer them for you. Okay, if any come around while we are here live. So let's see. We're connecting, we're live, we're here, we're sharing with you this evening. And the one thing that we are going to share with you this evening is going to be the difference between evasion and avoidance. I got a couple of text messages about this, and I kind of wanted to cover them. And since you're here, let's take care of that. All right. So is anybody connecting with us this evening? I don't see anybody connecting with us right now. See somebody. Say hello. Where are you connecting from? We have a lot of people in the group, so let's see where you happen to be connecting from. Let's see. This is where we get to see it. So I'm going to stop looking at that camera because your messages are going to be coming in through here. Perfect. We got people coming in. Say hello. Say where you're connecting from. We got 14,000 people in this group. As you come in, if you say hello and you post where you happen to be connecting from, you know what's going to happen? A lot of phones all over the world. We want 14,000 people to be getting click, 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 click on their phone. If they're in a movie theater, we want them to get kicked out. All right, period. Because they need to be paying attention to what we're going to discuss here this evening. This is important. I guarantee it. All right, so give us it. That's it. Correct. Put your hearts, give your likes. Do a lot of them because that way those phones all over the United States, all over the world are just going to be going bing, 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 bing. All those notifications are going to be popping up for them. And they're going to have to take that phone out of the pocket, their purses, their wallets, get it out of the nightstand and go take a look and see what's going on. This is important. Perfect. So we have Jason. There you go, my friend. Thank you so much. Tatiana is here. Tatiana is connecting with us from somewhere in South America. Jason, I have no clue what part of the world you're at today, my friend. So go ahead and take a look at the Rolex and tell me what time it is where you're at, Jason. There you go. All right, folks, we got people connecting. Beautiful. That's right. Keep going. Okay, because more people will get their notifications and they'll connect. So anyhow, let's do this. Nelly, there you go. Perfect. I got to get close to see it because this was not refreshing. Not letting me know over here. Oh, there we go. Maybe if I do that. Oh, this is what happens. All right, so we're just going to close that one and leave it alone. Anyhow, we're here. Folks, let's talk about the difference between evasion and avoidance. Two very similar words, two totally different concepts, very specific meanings. Remember, words have meanings. If there's anything that I learned in law school was that, okay? $120,000 to learn that words have meanings. But anyhow, let's talk about this. Evasion is a duty. It is something that we must do. Avoidance is voluntary. We can avoid something. We can avoid pain. So having said that, let's take a look at an example between evasion and avoidance. Here we have a bridge. We happen to have a lot of bridges in the state of Florida, and I'm sure that wherever you're at, you do too. There are toll roads all over the world. Toll roads where you have to pay an amount when you come in. Look at the marker. So you pay an amount when you come in, and you pay an amount when you go out, or you get charged. I mean, we got roads in Florida that can get you both ways. So what it is that you must, in order to use that road, you have a duty to pay a tax or a service for use. Whatever you want to call it, it is taxation. It is a tax for use. Now, if you happen to forego and not pay, you have avoided. That is evasion. You have avoided to pay for the service. So you have forsaken a duty. That is illegal. You can go to jail for that. That is tax evasion. A lot of people go to jail for that. Now, avoidance, and let me give you a great example, okay, from one of the Supreme Court justices. He said this: I live in Alexandria, Virginia. I have to cross a bridge to get to the Supreme Court. Now, that bridge has a toll. I have a choice. He said, I either have the duty to pay for the toll and take the short road, or I can take the long road and avoid paying the toll. Either one, you either pay or you don't. This is a duty. This is avoidance. This is something that you can do away with. So this is a choice that we all have. And having said that, when you have a choice, You can take the long road. We are all here because we have a profit intent. That's what we're Jedi entrepreneurs. We have a freaking business in our hands. So what is it that we're trying to do? We're trying to generate more income. We're trying to make more money. Now, we also need to learn that there are very, very crucial and specific strategies to keep more of what we make. I've been in the tax business for over 20 years now. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a professional. I say I'm in the tax business because I love my money so much that I've made it my duty to read the darn thing and to enjoy it, because the more I learn, the more I see how we can keep more of what we make. Remember this, the laws were written by those who needed them. And quote me on that. Okay? Because I want you to keep more. You deserve it. Now, we know that there's a brand new, the House and Ways Committee and the administration just submitted a brand new tax proposal, an overhaul tax proposal. That happened in the last 48 hours. I talked about it yesterday. Now, it is incredible. And every single person needs to be behind that, because that is the biggest, huge overhaul in our tax system that we've had in the last 50 years. And it is important. It is good for everyone. Everyone, not only the rich. And listen, let me tell you something about people that say, well, the rich don't pay taxes. The rich pay more taxes than the poor. The poor pay shit. Okay? And the rich pay a crap load. Now, let's get that straight. And we can argue that all day long, but we're not going to go into politics, because right now I want you to keep more of the money that you make. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to do this. Now, look at this. It's a greater path than crossing the bridge. That means that we do not evade, but we avoid paying taxes, because we can learn the strategies that the law gives us. Remember, they were written by those who needed them. If they needed them, they wouldn't freaking write them. So when they write them, it was a purpose, and it was done by design. Let's learn to think like they do. Then we can take over, and then we can have a tax-free life. People say, like, how can you do that? Well, look at Verizon. They pay almost hardly any taxes. How do you say to build that billion-dollar company pays hardly any taxes? Because they use the law. It's that simple. Let me ask you this. Actually, I was talking to somebody last night, and I asked them a question. Do you have a dog? I said, oh, yes, I got two. I said, okay, great. I said, I do too. Actually, I have one. Joe and Jason met her last week. She was sitting right next to me. And a year ago, I had three. Now, the difference between my dog and somebody else's dog is that my dog is a Schedule C. Each one of them is a Schedule C. Each one of them is an LLC. You say, how do you do that? Simple. It's a profit intent. I import German Shepherds. Okay, there's $8,000, $9,000 to import a German Shepherd, but they come pregnant to me. They come pregnant, and it's $3,500 a pup. Listen, 2 pups on break even, and that's in 60 days. Where else can you get an investment like that? Pay $10,000, have an imported German Shepherd, comes pregnant to you, fully titled. You got puppies. You got 6 puppies at $3,500 a piece. Folks, in less than 6 weeks, you got your money back. Okay? So now that is a profit intent. Now, guess what? Anything and everything that I do with that dog is tax deductible. What's the difference between my dog and yours? You may have Fifi or Fufu, whatever you want to call it. Oh my God, I love my dog. Yeah, I do like my dog too. But they have a purpose in our lives and in their lives too. Now, guess what? My backyard is a kennel. Guess who leases that space from who? The kennel leases it from me. To me, it's an investment. To the business, is a deduction. It's an expense. Same shit. I have a dog, I buy dog food, I take her to the vet. I get to deduct everything. Why? Because I have a profit intent. It's a business. It's a way of thinking. If you think differently, anything and everything that you do becomes tax deductible to you. You can easily do over not about 130,000 in a bad year, and pay 0 taxes. Simple. Follow the laws, because they were written to help you. Remember the economy. There's 2 tax systems in the United States. A tax system for W-2 and a tax system for 1099. What side do you want to be? You want to be in the 1099, when anything and everything that you do becomes deductible, because you have a profit intent. Every country in the world. As a matter of fact, I had a meeting, a mastermind here this morning, people that actually pay me for private coaching, and we're sitting here this morning, And one of them just came in from a foreign country, and he was telling me, "Oh, Ruben, yeah, I used to, I had paperwork, and I used to lease this vehicle. It was my own car, but I had it registered in somebody else's name so that I could lease it from myself, and I can claim out of my taxes." And I'm going like, dude, that's music to my ears, because that means in other countries people have the same thinking. Keep more of what you make. You're all here because you're entrepreneurs. The title of this group tells us exactly what it is that we are and that what we are doing. We have a profit intent for whatever that we do. How about if Uncle Sam came to you and they said, "I'll pay you to have your business"? How many of you right now have a W-2 job? Put it on here. Okay, go ahead and give me in the chat. How many of you have a W-2 job? There you go. Come on, let's see if I can see some. I'm sure that'll come here in a little minute. So if you have a W-2 job and you're thinking about getting this course from Joe and Jason, I'm going to give you a link here to get it in a minute. Okay, but what if you say, "Oh man, I can't afford that course"? How about if I showed you a way that you can? Actually, you need to PM me, because I'm going to show you how Uncle Sam can pay for you to have this job, to have this course in the next 2 weeks. You PM me, and I'll show you how Uncle Sam will pay for this course for you inside of 2 weeks. But you got to send me a personal message for that, and I'll give you the key. I'll give you that key to start opening that vault. You send me a private message, and I will show you how Uncle Sam will pay for this course for you in 2 weeks. All right, there we go. Nelly does. That's right. Nelly, you and I have a conversation tomorrow evening, already scheduled. So I'm going to show you how you're going to be able to have Uncle Sam pay for this course in 2 weeks. All right, so, but you got to send me a private message, and I'm going to give you the trick of doing that. So, not the trick, because I'm actually going to just give you the strategy, because Uncle Sam will gladly do it. Remember, the more that he can fund business to grow, what happens to the economy? The economy itself flourishes. So they don't want to penalize businesses. They'll penalize you if you only have a W-2 job. How many exceptions do you have? 4. That's it. That's all you got. But a business, oh my God, I can tell you 150 of them right now. Everything becomes deductible, but it's the way of thinking. I'm going to have a meeting with somebody. Did you go have the meeting, pay, and just get it over with? As a matter of fact, I'm going to suggest this. If you are in business and you want to feel good, next time you tip at a restaurant, don't do 20%, do 30%. Help that person. They will look at you differently next time you go. They will treat you better. And if you're going to invite a client of yours locally to a meal with you, when you go to that favorite restaurant, you will get privileged treatment because you tipped well, because you took care of that server, especially if you know their name and if you know what days they work, and then you schedule your clients on those days and you really take care of your server. Imagine taking a client of yours to a nice restaurant and the server addressing you by name. "I have your table ready." What do you think your client will think? You think he'll be more entitled to do business with you, knowing that you can treat a server well? How much more or how much better would you not treat him, your client? Think about that. Everything has repercussions of what you do. So this is where we have. Today my talk was about avoidance versus evasion. You can avoid paying taxes, but it's your way of thinking. The tax code was written to promote business, to promote the growth of business. So think like that. And I'm going to give you some more strategies as we go, because we got less than 60 days. You need to start documenting. Yesterday I gave you the 12 folders, because you need to document, you need to sort, and you need to categorize everything that you're doing right now. You only got less than 60 days to put everything in place. And I think, I got to take a look at that, because it was last year they did it, where the code is, even if you need a laptop, and don't take my word for this, please, this is for educational purposes only. But in most cases, there's something called depreciation in business. In some businesses, in some items, you need to depreciate for a longer period of time. In other words, that means that you got to save some money aside so that you can replenish or replace that item when its business lifespan has expired. But there are some items that are available to small businesses that you can take 100% full deduction. I think there's let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 laptops in this house. Okay? Who pays for them? Uncle Sam. What I teach you, what I tell you is this. You are going to write that check. You will write that check. You're either going to write that check to Uncle Sam and pay him taxes, or you're going to write it to yourself and give him the receipt, but you will write that check. So you get to decide who you're going to write it to. I write it to me. I give him the receipts. Now, if you want to write it to him, be my guest, but you don't deserve to be in this group. Okay, so from love, a little tough love for you. All right, and I'm sure that Joe will back me up 100% since he knows what I'm talking about. But anyhow, this is me. Today, I just wanted to talk to you about evasion and avoidance. There's a toll bridge. You can either take the toll bridge and have the easy life, pay taxes, have taxes taken out of your income. Now, you know that only started in 1941, even though the tax code was ratified in 1916. There's a reason for that, and I'll tell you about that later. Okay, so actually, it was repealed, and businesses did not stop doing it, but it was repealed. So, but anyhow, or you can take the longer road, which means that you have to document, sort, and categorize, and get to keep it all. Here, the government says, I don't trust you. I am going to take the money that I deserve before you get it. And then I'll give it back to you at the end of the year without interest. Isn't that nice? Now, here, they say, since you run a business, I trust that you know what you're doing, and I'll give you 100% of the money, and at the end of the year, we'll take care of the paperwork. Which side you rather be on? You know already where I'm at. Think about this. Here's my last example. Last year, one of my dogs got sick. I'll give you some pictures. I'll show you some videos and stuff of my dog. I'll give you the link to that. And of course, I got a website because I got to prove that I have a business. You know, it's profit intent, right? So one of my dogs, she had already given me 2 litters. And the last 2 litters, I only got 2 pups and 1 pup. So it's kind of like, okay, you know, a business decision. Please don't get me wrong. I love dogs, but, you know, this is business. You know, to me, that dog is a cow. I think that's it. And I love her to death. She protects my family. She'll take care of us. You know, she's $12,000 German Shepherd, but she had already lived her life. Was already 10 years old, 12 years old. And, you know, she could no longer give any puppies, and then she got sick. So I had to take her to the doctor. The doctor said it's going to be about $1,700 for the surgery, this, and that. I said, put it down. Doctor looked at me like, put it down. I said, put it down. Okay? I get nothing from her except for love. You know, of course, we're not going to go into fuzzies, okay? But I know that nobody's going to come into my house because she is trained to take care of that, right? So, but what's easier for me? Spend $1,700 and a dog that's not going to give me nothing else. Remember, it's a business, okay? Let's leave the emotions out of it. Or do I take a $12,000 business deduction because I just lost a cow? I took the deduction. I can easily reinvest that money, get another young pup, and have another, let me see, it's an average about $36,000 per German Shepherd, return a year for another 10 years. You figure that math. What's easier to do? It's business, folks, all right? So let's think like most business people do, and you're going to enjoy it a lot more. I'll talk to you in the next one, but if you want to know how Uncle Sam is going to be able to pay for you to get the Joe's course, to be able to get to the next level, you send me a private message, and we'll take care of that for you. Take care, and have a great Saturday night. Now, if you can't sleep, hit me up. Take care. Bye-bye.